Are you ready?
Agility from the champion. Oh, deep six! That could be it. Delivers this deep six.
Good evening. This is Sunday evening. I am Wayne, owner of the Aftermath Pro Wrestling Podcast. Hello, everybody. Hop in. Stay with me for a couple minutes here because we are going to talk really quick about the possibility of the main event that it looks like we could very well be getting in Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. But first, for those of you guys that are watching, this is episode 141. Make sure you guys tap in, hit that subscribe button, comment, and we want to hear what you guys think of the possibility that we could be getting this match. So, at Elimination Chamber on Saturday night, it was a good show. It was a good show. It served its purpose. It did everything that it needed to do. Elimination Chamber pushed some storylines and set up some matches. But we really started getting some shaking up here over around the main event when we saw Drew McIntyre come in and interfere, trying to disrupt the match, more focused on Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton took him out. Cody Rhodes took him out. But as soon as Cody Rhodes hit that crossroads on Drew McIntyre, we see Randy Orton hit Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes with the RKO to get the win. So Randy Orton has punched his ticket to go to WrestleMania. But unbeknownst to me at the time, because I had some people over last night, I did not watch the post-show. But unbeknownst to me, it was announced that due to the fact that Drew McIntyre interfered into this match, ruining the match, ruining the results of last night, costing Cody Rhodes a chance at becoming the number one contender for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. As a result, we saw Nick Aldis make an announcement. He was pissed. And he's basically at his wit's end with Drew McIntyre as far as the story goes. And makes a major announcement that Cody Rhodes will be facing Drew McIntyre this Friday night on WWE SmackDown. So this match right here potentially has the ramifications of changing the shape of the main event for WrestleMania 42, which is absolutely huge. With that being said, we got Cody versus Drew this Friday night. As it stands now, Drew McIntyre is your champion. Randy Orton is your number one contender as a result of winning the Elimination Chamber. But let's think about it. We have Randy and Drew. And you got to ask yourself, especially if you're Triple H, can we do a better match than this? Like, you got to ask yourself when you look at Drew versus Randy Orton, before you make this card official, is this going to be the best match that we could possibly put out for WrestleMania 42 as one of the main events? Knowing supposedly that quite possibly, according to the IWC, is maybe true. Who knows? But the IWC has been talking about how they have not been selling tickets so well at WrestleMania. So if this is the case, is Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton the best possible match that you can put out? I don't think so. I really don't think so. But now, you have Cody beat Drew McIntyre. that sets up an even bigger match than you can possibly book for Randy versus Drew McIntyre. With Cody walking in as WWE champion and then facing the number one contender, Randy Orton. You don't have to overbook this feud with Cody and Randy. The story tells itself. You can have both Randy and Cody go into WrestleMania 42 as faces. Maybe with, by the time 6 weeks rolls around from now, you have tempers rising a little bit. But you don't have to have both guys. One guy is a heel, one guy is a face here. And I think Cody versus Randy Orton is a huge match. This has been talked about for a possibility for a couple years now, ever since Cody won at WrestleMania 40. Is the possibility of Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. So, with that being said, this is very well our main event at WrestleMania 42. Now, the other way they can go is you've had Jacob Fatu feuded with Drew McIntyre. You've had, now you have all this in, having some kind of feud in the making, sort of. Nick Aldis. How about if Cody does face Randy? What do we do with Drew McIntyre? What do we do with Jacob Fatu? What do we do with Nick Aldis? What do we do with Sami Zayn? Well, here's the answer. You have a couple things you can do. You got Nick Aldis in a one-on-one match with Drew McIntyre. Who wouldn't want to see that? That'd be great. We haven't seen Nick Aldis wrestle a WWE match yet. It looks like they're building up to a possibility of Drew versus Nick Aldis. Something tells me that even if Drew is in a WWE Championship match, that Nick Aldis is somehow going to be involved in this feud all the way up through into WrestleMania. And what do you do with Jacob Fatu? So it was brought up on Busted Open by Dave LaGreca last night. He had quite the interesting post show, as Dave LaGreca always does. Love listening to Dave LaGreca on Busted Open. But he brought up a really, really good point. What if it wasn't Drew? What if Drew's been telling the truth all this time and it wasn't Drew that attacked Jacob Fatu? We probably know it wasn't Cody that attacked Jacob Fatu all these weeks that went by. What if it was Sami Zayn that attacked Jacob Fatu and Sami Zayn that possibly attacked Jey Uso this past Friday night? So what if we have Sami Zayn in a triple threat with Jacob Fatu and Jey Uso? Anyhow, so that's all I got really for this WrestleMania. This WrestleMania build is going to be really interesting. You have to make this match with Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. It's the best possible match that you can do for this WWE title this year. You got to go that route. Cody versus Drew, Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre, But Cody versus Randy Orton, it's a match we have not seen in many years. It's a match that needs to happen. There's a big story to tell here. It makes sense. Absolutely makes sense to do it. You got to book it. Having Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, to me, is an even bigger match than Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. I'll go as far as saying that. I very well think that if they do Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, that Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton will have to, no doubt, close out night 2. And then where you put Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, Do you have them close out night one, or do you have them open up night one hot with Roman Reigns or CM Punk for the world title? Have Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley close out night two? Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton would have to close out night two. 100%. Those of you guys that are watching, feel free to leave a comment. What do you guys think? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton? Drop in your comments. I want to know. This is the best possible match that you can get for WrestleMania 42 main event as far as the WWE title goes, specifically for that belt. The best match you can get. Cody versus Randy. Now, can you do Jacob Fatu? Can you do Drew McIntyre? Can you do Cody Rhodes and everybody in an Armageddon type of match? Hell in a Cell match. A six-pack kind of thing. Yeah, maybe. Would it be good? Yeah, I'm sure. But Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton has been talked about for a long time now. This is the story that makes sense. Let's do it now. It's basically there on a platter for you. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton is on the platter for you, up for the taking. Now is the time to strike. And you got to start by doing that this Friday with Cody Rhodes defeating Drew McIntyre to win that WWE title back. RKO, yes. It would be interesting to see who would win between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, as Randy Orton is going for his 15th title. Now, you have Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton going into WrestleMania 42, which should be the main event. If that's the match for the WWE title, that should be the last match of the night. If you have Cody and Randy Orton going into WrestleMania 42 as both face, does one of them turn heel on the other during the WrestleMania 42 match? Kind of like Steve Austin versus The Rock, WrestleMania 17. Do you have Cody or Randy turn heel? Does Cody progressively turn heel as we get to WrestleMania, and then officially goes heel mode on Randy to retain his belt, assuming that he wins this Friday? So, a lot they can do here. Not to mention the other matches, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch, which is probably going to happen. Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi, which is probably going to happen too. I would expect, a 4 or 5 way for the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. For the U.S. title, we'll have to see what happens there. Probably Tiffany Stratton, we'll get a match. Rhea Ripley against Jade Cargill, great. Star power is there. Some say that Rhea Ripley is the best option. And yeah, she's the biggest name in WWE as far as the women goes. However, you had a better story to tell with Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. You had a story right there to tell. Tiffany Stratton would come on as, would win the Elimination Chamber. Should be on the comeback trail. After being out for a couple months, losing to Jade Cargill, never got the rematch. All these months she's been gone, which is about 4 months rather. And she got in shape. It's the comeback story. The perfect story for Tiffany Stratton was their story of redemption to win the belt back on WrestleMania. But I felt that WWE dropped the ball on this. Some people say the right winner was Rhea Ripley. But I think the better winner, the better story, would have been Tiffany Stratton for sure. Who's Brock Lesnar's opponent going to be? Open challenge. Got to be Obafemi. Strap a rocket to Obafemi's back and have him beat Brock Lesnar. And let's get a belt on Obafemi this year. But anyway, those of you guys that are watching or about to watch, feel free to give this video a like, hit the subscribe button, and we will be back tomorrow, Monday Night Raw post show with Brandon and myself And we'll also be back this Friday coming up. Check out the top 5 Friday that we did the other day, as far as the top 5 possibilities of who Brock Lesnar's opponent is going to be at WrestleMania. That was a good one. So we'll have another top 5 this Friday too as well. And those of you guys that are watching, hit that subscribe button. Give us a like, give us a share, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Agility from the champion. Uh-oh!